Welcome back, everybody. Hot Mic rolls on this Thursday morning. Busy day, making up for the rain that came in on Tuesday. EDC baseball and softball tournaments are actually starting today. They were supposed to go on Tuesday, but they'll get going. And the North Dakota State track meet officially gets going later today at 3 o'clock. The opening ceremony's out in Bismarck, and literally on his way to the bowl right now is our next guest, Fargo Davies track coach, one of the all-time great guys. Rory Beil joins us this morning. Many, many moons ago, this guy put me through the workout of workouts for a television set. Do you remember doing that? I thought of that this morning. Do you remember that?
I remember you pulling the sleds like it was yesterday, Dom.
So do my hamstrings, man. That was a painful day. It's great to see you. Tell me about the excitement of this. You're on the bus. You're heading out there. What's the excitement level at?
You know, there's always kind of controlled excitement. We got to sustain it for 3 days. So it's like the first quarter of a basketball big game. You want to be up for it, but you want to kind of manage it. So there's certainly excitement.
Knowing full well, especially on the girls' side, being the favorites, how has the team handled that this year? Expectation-wise, always is super high. How have they handled that this season?
You know, they seem to handle it well. In practices and meets, we really focus on, controlling the things we can. And so we don't usually have conversations about outside expectations, take care of what we can. And we know, hey, we'll have a barn burner. Bismarck on paper is it'll be a battle this year.
The first day, I mean, we were just visiting off air. You've got some stuff happening today. When for you do the nerves kick in? Is it on Friday or is it Saturday when all the sprinting events happening? When is it like, all right, this is, like you mentioned, it's going to be a barn burner. When do the nerves start to kick in?
Last Saturday. Yeah, you want what's best for the kids, and I think I carry some of that with me. And so, I feel some, but certainly Saturday we will have a better picture of where everything's at and know specifically what we need to do. And so that's a real balanced day of celebrating and managing your emotions. So when it's your turn to step to the line or in the runway or in a circle, that you can release what it is you can do.
Give us a couple names from your team, boys and girls, that people may not know and may know come Saturday night. Who has the potential to have a big weekend for you?
Well, I think people probably know the name Kate Lockway. She has done well for a number of years, and she's taking on a really tough 4-event combo. Not that people don't take 4 events at state, but she'll go back-to-back 300 hurdles to the 100 and then 400 meters right to the 100-meter hurdles. And so we've never had somebody do it and probably wouldn't. She's unique in that sense. Anya Kretschmann, multi-talented pole vaulter and jumper who always shows up at big meets. So she's a talented kid. And then we think some relays. We've got some veterans who have been there before in the 4x1, Mariah Burian, Ashton Safransky, who have experience competing in big stages and other events. They tend to show up. So I think they could be the names.
By the way, for Kate to overcome her dad's physical limitations is amazing. The fact that she's had this amazing of a track career. But to describe that, doing that double, how, for people on the layman on the outside, that sounds exhausting. How do you do something like that?
So imagine running to exhaustion for a minute and then 20 minutes later having to run 100 meters at your best against the best in the state.
No.
Take a couple-hour break, run a 400 meter, which is a minute, as hard as you can, and then take 20 minutes and run a very skilled event, the 100-meter hurdle. So, and then do it the next day as well. And so she's got some gifts and skills and capacity that we haven't really seen before. So we think she can do it.
The boys, I know you have high expectations for them to try and break through to break the Bismarck blockade. What do you need to do to win, to have success on the boys' side this weekend?
Well, the boys, we have some talented areas. Our relays, I think, are quite strong. We're talented in the hurdles. We've got the top javelin thrower in the state, but he tore his UCL in his elbow, so we can't throw. Our boys' long jump's really talented. So, we hope to get on the podium. We've got some talent, just maybe not enough depth to break through the Bismarck school stronghold. And so we'll see what happens.
To have it, this meet I always find fascinating just because it's the one time where everybody gets together. It's the Class B, Class A schools. Is for you, you're in the grind of coaching, but describe what the 3 days are like out there with a chance where everybody is represented.
It's the one time where every team has everybody. Otherwise, there are strategies that are happening over the course of the year, even at the region meet. And so it's the one time that that everybody has put the best team on the track that they can to score. And so I think it's my favorite week and weekend of the year. And you hope that the kids have every kid, not just our own, has the opportunity to do their best and then let the cards fall where they may.
Rory, is there any other place outside of Bismarck that could host this event? They've had it forever. Is there any other place, or is Bismarck just perfect for where state track is at?
Bismarck is as close to perfect geographically. They have great track people who love the sport. They have the best facility. So I don't know. We've had coaches that have been on our staff from other states, and Bismarck's pretty special.
I know a pretty special athlete for you that's going to be competing today for NDSU. Sally Corgo is going to be running in the West prelims of the 100-meter hurdles. Give me your first recollection of watching her compete for you and then seeing how she's translated that to the Division I level at NDSU.
Well, I have so many memories of Sally. She was a youngster. I would say arguably the strongest track team that's come through the state. We scored 222 points in 2018, and she was a little sophomore running behind who's one of our coaches now, my daughter, Kaya Beil.
Yeah.
And then she broke out into her own in 2019, didn't get her senior year where she was really prepped to just do well. And so we stay in contact. I see her compete a lot, and her coach, Reese, has done unbelievably well. And of course, she's worked at it. And so we'll follow Sally closely and hope she can make it beyond the first round.
100-meter hurdles is tonight at 6 o'clock. What is a time in your mind she has to run to make it to Eugene?
I think if you don't run 13 flat or high 12s,
holy cow,
it's going to be really, really tough. When Cece was recruited by some schools, the Wisconsin coach said, you're a good hurdler. You really got to run 12 something to make it to nationals. So we'll see.
This is an Olympic year. Track is fascinating to me. It's the one time for, ordinary people that don't follow sports, they watch track. Is this a big thing for you? An Olympic year, you get extra excited about that to see these are the world's best athletes, they're going to be on the big stage in Paris here in a couple months.
Yeah, absolutely. We have it marked on our calendar. And so we won't miss anything. We've been to the World Championships in Oregon as a family. And so we get excited every year. But the Olympic year is the year our sport gets to kind of have the spotlight. Who's
the one athlete you say you got to watch? One you got to, and whatever you got to do, put everything down and watch this person who's competing.
Well, Sydney McLaughlin is the person. Yeah. We're Norwegian and our family's going to Norway. So Karsten Warholm from Norway, we won't miss him. But Sydney McLaughlin's the one to watch for the Americans.
All right. So for you this week, before I let you go, are you moving all around? You have things mapped out. I got to be here, here, and here. How do you do your schedule for the next 3 days of making sure you don't miss anything?
Well, I've got an itinerary that I'll keep with me in my pocket to help guide my travels. I'll put thousands of steps on and I coordinate sprints, jumps, and hurdles. So I'll probably be headquartered in that area and make sure I make it over to throws once in a while.
Was there an event back in your youth, and I don't mean to date you, so don't hate me for this, that you never tried that you wanted to?
Well, during my college years at UND, after the NCC meet one year, my coach thought maybe I would be a decathlete. Huh. And so we did try pole vault once on the Sunday after a Friday, Saturday NCC meet. And when the pole shot me back 20 yards off the plant box, I decided that the risk was not worth it. The reward was not worth the risk.
That's it, though. Pole vault was the one, huh?
That was the one.
Oh, man. It's great to see you. I really appreciate the time. Safe travels to Bismarck, and good luck this weekend, all right?
Thanks, Dom. Appreciate the time.
Good to see you. There he goes. Rory Beil, head coach of the Davies track team. The Eagles have just been a machine on the girls' side. They've won 5 of the last 6 championships. The only one that they didn't win, 2 of them. One was because COVID wiped out one. The other, Bismarck Century, won it in 2021. Davies has won it every other year since 2016. They have just been a dominant force. On the boys' side, Century has won it every single year outside of 2017. Legacy got it that year. Century's won it every year since. Prior to that, Bismarck won it every year from 2004 to 2014. To say they've had a hammerlock on this, it is a massive understatement. But going back to our good friend Mike Zier, who joined us last year heading to the state track meet, though it's the one event, and I'm glad Rory said this, that literally gets everybody together. Wrestling does, because you've got wrestlers from pretty much everywhere, but everybody has a track team. Everybody has at least one athlete that will go. So you've got from the tiniest of towns in North Dakota to Davies, the biggest school, at least on this side of the state, that will be represented. And that's pretty neat. Regardless of whatever the weather will do for the next couple days, that makes it a fantastic environment. And for being out there a couple of times, they love their track. It's something to be said. We talk about it when you get to Eugene and the NCAA championships or the USA championships. It says something when your crowd understands your sport. And that might be silly to say, but it's one thing to cheer for when somebody finishes first in a race. But if somebody's going for a record jump in the long jump or in the pole vault or in the shot put or in the discus, it's a knowledgeable crowd goes a long way. Bismarck has that in spades. They know their track. They love their track. And I can't imagine that anywhere else. It's a perfect spot, great facility, and it's going to be a big-time weekend. Something we'll be following here and, of course, on our news over the next 3 days out in Bismarck. We will take our final break. We're already at the end of the road here. We'll get you ready for a busy sports Thursday and wrap things up right after this on Hot Mike on WDAY Extra, KSFL TV, and Inforum.com.